Oh, this is a recording of my typical day. Every day, I get up in the morning. Right now, well, today I get to leave at 7:45 to work instead of 6:45. Because if I work late, I take the things with me. I take the delivery with me. Because that way, I don't have to get up early to go to my job to get my work. I know, soft hair. And there's soft hair. Lovely. What love? Making a recording of my typical day here. This is the morning. I'm ready to go to work right now. 23rd of December. Well.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.
Okay. I'm going to this record.
Hi, lovely. Yes. Now I record my typical day of my typical day. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'll see you, love.
Okay.
Yeah. The 2 cars and the 3rd one over here. Yeah. Huh. Now I'm ready to leave. My keys. I got those brake pads. Because I was needing to do brakes on this car soon. Now I got 165,798. So this is Pepper Street. So I'm going towards the freeway. Getting here. Guy going very fast. Okay, it's freeway here. Trucker. Well, since I have the things with me, I go this way. But if I didn't have the things with me, then I would have to go to my job. have to go to my work and get it and then proceed there. And I would take the 15 freeway. Dog. Temecula is where I'm going to make my first delivery stop. Well, actually, I'm making my first stop at this street here, Clinton Keith. Shut up. Ow! Now I'm going back on the freeway through Clinton Keith, and I'm going on the 15 freeway. So anyways, well, a little more than 50 miles into the trip, and right now I'm at Inez Road in Temecula for my first stop. Well, actually my next stop. CMX Optical. This light right here, the cops sit around here to enforce that light, to enforce people who run that light. As you see it there, there's a policeman there. He's watching people who's running that light there. Yeah, and see, I've been watching that. And he's gonna get somebody within a few seconds right now. For town. Oh, there's a 24-hour fitness here. Getting here. Well, right now I'm on the 215 freeway, Riverside. And I'm going on to the 60. Because I just delivered to Acamami's optical office. This one right here. That's where I just went right now. So I'm going to an office in Moreno Valley right now. Getting here. I gotta get off there for Moreno Valley stop. The Dr. Mark Rosa. the 60 freeway going towards Banning, because that's where I gotta go next. Oh man.
Body. It soothes aching backs and sore muscles with the trusted strength of Bayer aspirin, working effectively at the site of pain. Plus, it contains a special pain relief enhancer. Nothing is proven to work better than Bayer Back and Body. Not Advil, not Tylenol. Don't let backaches and body pain slow you down. Take Bayer Back and Body and...
This holiday, give gifts that work from Office Max. See store for details.
Time is running out.
Good morning, I'm Dick Helton. 60 degrees in San Dimas. It's 57 degrees in Fallbrook. And here's what's happening at 10:30. From San Simeon to Paso Robles and south to Cambria, there is a reckoning after yesterday morning's 6.5 magnitude earthquake. KNX reporter Stephanie Roberts has been in Paso Robles since early yesterday and now joins us live with a look at how that city of 27,000 is doing.
Well, at least 10 inspection teams already are going through damaged buildings, but it'll be several days before owners of those buildings will be allowed back inside. Some of them may not be allowed back inside for even longer periods of time. Even those sides at the Robles, Stephanie Roberts, KNX 1070.
Earlier today, we talked with the Paso Robles Mayor Frank Meacham. He tells KNX people there, says he's never experienced anything like yesterday. By the way, the governor expected to talk with reporters in about another 10 minutes or so. And when that happens, we'll bring it to you live here on KNX. Also this morning, we talked with newspaperman, a veteran newspaperman, Phil Dirks. He has covered the historic town of Paso Robles for most of his career. He says that downtown area does need a lot of help.
Many of the picturesque buildings are...
This portion of the news sponsored by Children's Fund Vehicle Donation.
Did you know that donating your old car 4274? Again, please call 800-462-4274.
Check with your tax advisor. The preceding was a paid announcement.
Hi, I want to tell you about an incredible... On Christmas Day, unlock the...
35. The Iraqi war, of course, dominated...
In this case, it seems as if Iraq is likely to dominate the news for...
Comfort 2 headphones for yourself with a 30-day risk-free trial. Call 1-800-700-3181 today so you can think, work, or relax in peace.
Stupid
they make
people
a great
that
gift
don't know
Consumers
how to
Digest
drive
rated
and
them
shit,
a Best Buy.
Order now, and you'll receive a free Bose portable CD player of 1-800-31...
Get these stupid people that don't know how to drive and shit, and clog up the freeway, making me waste my time.
Southbound 405 near the Harbor Freeway. It's toward the center divider. Doesn't seem like a big slowdown, more of a hazard for you. South 405. Right around the corner, the North 110 slowing down, approaching the 405. Maybe a Caltrans project there, because I don't see any report of an accident northbound on the Harbor Freeway. South 110, right in San Pedro, near the Vincent Thomas Bridge, there was a big rig that jackknifed over toward the transition lane, so you want to watch out for that southbound on the 110. And the North 110, real tough out of South LA up toward downtown LA. Let's check the Hollywood Freeway toward Dallas. Well, we had Bill Thomas, but we'll see if we can get him next time around. He was saying that the Hollywood Freeway southbound was okay, southbound toward downtown, except once you hit Melrose Avenue, it does slow to the 4 level. A big problem on the 60 in the Inland Empire, eastbound 60 past Paris Boulevard. It was a vehicle that went off the side of the freeway. Someone ejected from the vehicle, so if you can, avoid the 60 eastbound toward Moreno Valley. Use the 10 instead out toward Palm Springs. Orange County, a wreck cleared south 405 near Euclid Street. But problem still northbound, I should say south 6.
10 freeway. In here. Telling you. This is where I sometimes dump my used oil at the AutoZone here. Sometimes. Big lots. And I bought a couple of my CDs of my collection here. Good. Just went to Yucaipa right now. I got off County Line Road on the 10 freeway. Now I'm headed, actually today, I don't have to go to San Bernardino today because the office is closed. It's Arrowhead and Western Street. Yeah, because I had my... Oh, looks like it's raining. On the 23rd of December, 2003. That's my next stop. And a Palasman. Our citizen patrol. Colton police. How funny. Pizza deli. Now I'm going to this guy. I'm going to Mr. Wong office. Another place I go to in Colton. Sierra Street again. Another place I gotta go to. And then, as I said, I usually get a call from Lovely about this time every day, or I call her, and then I just go home for lunch. I go home for like 20 minutes to eat, and then I continue. Goodwill store, and this is my next stop right here. Than I typically do. You know, window off. For now, I'm getting ready to leave. Right now. To go home. For now, I have just arrived home for my lunch. Here. Now let's see, lovely. Oh, I gotta jump in this fence. And then I'm here. Cooties. Cooties. Babes. What, love? Where are you, love? Oh. Love.
Oh, my grandpa's dead.
He's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's too bad. It's too bad to hear that. So he died. Back to my job, but unfortunately the news of Jenny's grandpa, he died today. So it's the news of the day. Yes. Well, right now I'm going to my second to last stop and then my last stop. Ruben is his name, is the doctor's name. I guess that's his last name. Oh. Ruben's office. Here's. Man, they're really working on the streets here. And I would imagine right here is gonna be the freeway somewhere. Right here, somewhere. This is my final stop of this route that I got. A brand spanking new Corolla. Getting Paul last month, man. So this is what they're doing over here. Jeez, they really made some changes over here. Machinery, now the people working on the streets.
In Bahrain over the holiday season. Charles Wolfson, CBS News, the State Department.
Okay, and let's go to CBS News correspondent Barry Bagnato live in Chesapeake, Virginia for the latest on the Lee Malvo case. Barry, what's going on there?
Cammy, an unexpected development. The jury came back into the courtroom. Judge Jane Roush asked if they had reached a verdict. They said yes, but then she glanced down and saw that she had only gotten a verdict form for one of the 3 charges. So she immediately sent the jury back to reach verdicts on the other capital murder conviction and on a firearms conviction. The jury is only supposed to be deliberating another hour. It remains to be seen whether they can finish in that time frame. If they don't, they are scheduled to take a 5-day Christmas recess. So once again, they have reached a verdict on 1 count, but they made a mistake and didn't reach verdicts on the other 2, at least right now. So they've been sent back to deliberate again.
I guess this is where the freeway is going to be at, right here.
The vaccine has been around for 4 years.
That's Joint Chiefs Chairman Richard Myers today defending the Pentagon's decision
They already
to
built
give
one
military
sound
personnel
wall.
the anthrax vaccine.
They're building
Yesterday,
another
a judge
sound
ruled that
wall.
military personnel should not be forced to take that shot. On Wall Street today, the Dow finished up 3.5.
Let me start with you. What do you make of today's market action, first of all?
Well, I try not to read too much into these latest gains we've had over the last couple of weeks, given the light volume, but it's fairly clear that some investors are hinting up to be into this market heading into 04, and for us, equally as important is the fact that there aren't a lot of sellers going into 04.
Looks like consumer spending grew faster than previously believed, and there's pretty rosy economic reports out today. How does this affect the bond market today?
The bond market had a sell-off today, Frank. Started this morning with the University of Michigan sentiment number, which was a little bit stronger than had been expected. We're ending the day with the 10-year note down almost a point, down 26/32. That yield back up to 4.27, and a little bit more than a point on the long bond today at a 5.06. Some of that was a result of a disappointing 2-year auction that the Treasury had today of $26 billion.
All right, Mr. Nazzarella, are you still bullish on stocks at this point?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I think what investors are doing and what we're doing as well is focusing on the fundamentals for next year. We see consensus earnings growth around the 12%, great interest rate environment, the strengthening job outlook. There's just a lot of positives heading into 2004. We're looking for the bond market to stay fairly close to current levels. We may see higher rates as we get to the latter part of the year. It all depends on what the Fed might do in the first part of the year, which at this point, a lot of experts feel that they're off the table for the first quarter at least.
Do you recommend people put money into bond funds at this point?
Well, I think bonds are very attractive in the intermediate range, not necessarily treasuries, but certainly municipal side and mortgages and in high-yield corporates.
All right, and Mr. Nazzarella, let me ask you, what looks attractive to you, especially in the current stock market environment?
Well, mode right now, those 2 sectors, we feel a good way to play those would be the iShares, the exchange-traded funds. There are a basket of stocks, for instance, the industrial sector index. There's the iShare, the IYJ. You're basically picking up GE, 3M, Tyco, and United Technologies. So a great way to play the industrials and the materials, the basic materials.
What's your predictions for not only the end of this year, but going into 04?
Sure. We're thinking 11.2 to somewhere around maybe even 11.8. Next year could be a really good year. We think next year will at least be a positive year, but it could turn out to be a great year. But we'll stay between 11.2 and 11.8.
All right, and Mr. Bannick, Director of Fixed Income Investments there at ML Stern in Los Angeles. For those who are still nervous about the stock market, where are you putting your bond money at this point?
Well, at this point, again, we think what's very attractive are municipals, depending upon your risk tolerance, your time horizon. The long end of the municipal market, you can get any place from 4 3/4 to 6 1/4%.
Mr. Bannick and Mr. Nazzarella, thank you very much for joining us live here on KNX, and happy holidays to both of you.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, and thank you once again, Mike Nazzarella, Chief Investment Strategist at Tarbox Equity in Newport Beach there in Orange County, and Miles Bannick, Director of Fixed Income Investments at ML Stern in Los Angeles. Let's get you outside for an update on the freeways. Let's check back with Randy Casey.
It's almost like a combination of morning and afternoon drive right now. So if you have to get out, just think that it's going to be worse than what you might expect. A big wreck in Eagle Rock clearing up still East 134 at Figueroa Street. Looks like the carpool and left lanes are still blocked. Traffic jammed up out of Glendale, almost back to the 5. Eastbound on the 134. Anywhere between the Valley and Orange County, the 5 is heavy, essentially, especially southbound out of the Valley. The eastbound commute's getting tough now, just like afternoon drive, eastbound 10 and 6. 60 out through the San Gabriel Valley, even the westbound commutes. That looks like a Saturday afternoon. West 60 heavy through Hacienda Heights, west 10 heavy. Even the 210, there was a problem west 210 at Baldwin Avenue. Still working to clear up its traffic, but the traffic is jammed up from the 605. Problems in Ventura County. Bill Thomas and Air 1070.
101 northbound, north 101 near Flynn Road. That crash did clear to the right shoulder percent, a bit weaker than expected. The University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index came in with a final December reading of 92.6, down from last month, but higher than the preliminary December reading and better than expected. The Dow Jones Industrials closed at a 19-month high of 10,341, a gain of 3 points today. The S&P 500 up 3 points to a 19-month high of 1096, and the Nasdaq Composite up 19 points to 1974. Advancing stocks outnumbered decliners. The ratio was 5-3 on the NYSE, 7-4 on the Nasdaq. Big board volume, a very thin 1,145,000,000 had expected, and the company raised its profit forecasts for the current quarter and the next one. A number of brokerage houses upgraded the stock, and shares of Research in Motion jumped $23.80.
The Movado Group designs and manufactures watches. The New Jersey company says it's paying more than $47 million to buy Swiss luxury watchmaker Ebel from the French conglomerate LVMH. Ebel sells wristwatches that are priced up to around $10,000 apiece. Shares of the Movado Group down $1 to $28.99.
Berlin, they see of museums, 170 to be precise. And
well, I'm headed for my job.
And of course, a lot of
I wonder why Nissan is putting all of their cars over here. They're just like mine.
All right. So there are.
I wonder why they're doing that.
Bargains there as far as
they're parking their cars in a parking lot a half a mile from their shop. Still wonder why. Oh, I'm here reading.
Online, and you can also.
You all there?
Merry Christmas.
I'm here now.
Thank you so much for having me.
Battery's running out.
All right, we have some other travel bar.
Gonna bring this in and this, cause Cohen Vision Enhancement Center in Riverside gave us that, so I have to bring it in. Right now I'm doing a little bit of my second route. There's one stop right here. And it's called Pomona Valley. I'm in Pomona area. Now I'm headed for this office.
And also in an emergency, if you don't have that health information
over here.
on hand, pen and paper, because what we found is that people really like to have it with them, keep it in their pocket, keep it in their purse, and they can update it anytime they want. Take it to the doctor and write down the things that the doctor tells you to do and your treatment plans. But it's all pen and paper. No one has to be afraid to use it, and it's very convenient. People put them in their...
For Health on Hand, you can get more information by checking out their website at Health on Hand.
Friends who were forced to evacuate. Fortunately, they were able to return to their homes, but hundreds of other families were not so fortunate. That's why the $1 million Allstate Foundation California Wildfire Relief Fund was established.
Here. Oh, I'm ready to leave. I'm going home, actually, believe it or not. Now I've got 100 and... But... got 166. I gotta go to these two places on my way home. Gotta go to those two on my way home, so... Other than that, I'm just about going home right now. But the mall is gonna be real busy though. So I wonder how busy it's gonna be right now. It's gonna be very busy. Jeez. Yeah.
Monitoring things there for us. There appears to be U.S. attack on forces in Baghdad. We're continuing here now. Since the capture of Saddam Hussein, the 1st Armored Division has conducted raids on rebel cells in Baghdad.
Yeah, well, I'm just about home right now. From work for the day. Rialto Avenue. Just about here. Ginger. What? Yeah. He just said, oh, it's too bad to hear that. Oh, software. I'm recording my typical day of work. I mean, yeah. Just came home from work and I got these as a gift. And this too. A $20 gift certificate. Love. I received a couple of gifts.
Remember, we just talking like, when it's like Saturday that I'm hoping that Grandpa's not going to die Christmas.
Yeah. And?
I think have a heart attack first.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't die on Christmas Day, though.
Yeah, but
Huh.
it's near.
I know. Well,
I think it's 11:05.
right here.
You buy this, the cheese? That one?
Uh-uh.
No?
Brought it.
Huh?
I brought it.
Thirsty?
Mm-hmm. What hell? No! Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I'm getting ready to sleep right now. Or not sleep, but I'm gonna go and we're getting ready to get into the room right now. Because now, I guess this is the end of my day. I'm talking in the camera.
Yeah, I know. Just come here.
No! Did I bring my video game? You what?
Right here.
Oh, you do have it? Love. What love?
Close the door.
No! Nope. This is the end of my day, so... And my car is outside.
For the last time, we want to check it.
Mm-hmm.